Hey guys, welcome. I'm back on live again. So we have a lot to talk about. As you guys know, with this Bakari Henderson situation, it is a young black man who went to Greece and he was killed. So we're going to talk about everything. He was only 22. Wow. Okay, so here's an article about the defendants being cleared of murder. I want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about how it was reported when it initially happened. Let's go to page 2. Okay, so I'm going to play it on here when it comes to the Bakari Henderson thing so that we can all watch the news story what happened to this young man all at the same time. Let's wait for this to load. And I want you guys to see the video and see how none of his friends are helping him. Not a single one of his friends are coming to his rescue to say, hey, listen, this is my friend. He's being jumped. We have to do something. All right, so let's play this video. Hopefully an ad doesn't play before this video, so the video can just play straight through.
American police began. Disturbing surveillance video reveals how the attack that killed an American in Greece began and how it ended. Local media say the footage shows Bakari Henderson running from a group of men. They then throw him down, kick and punch him numerous times. It happened outside a bar on the island of Zakynthos. Tony DeCopel is here with new details on how the violence quickly escalated. Tony, really hard to watch this footage.
Indeed. Good morning. The video is now court evidence, and police confirm it's genuine. It shows that fewer than 20 seconds passed between the time the group began pummeling Bakari Henderson and the time they stepped away from his lifeless body. And we're also learning more about what led to this brutal attack from video inside the bar. Security footage shows a man and a woman taking a selfie next to a person Greek media say is Bakari Henderson. Moments later, a man next to Henderson grabs a bottle of beer and makes a smashing motion, setting off a confrontation that escalates when the man hits Henderson on the head. A few seconds later, Henderson hits back. The men then run out of view. Surveillance video from a nearby bar shows Henderson trying to run away before someone throws him against a car. Several others begin to kick and punch him as he collapses in the street. Bystanders try to break up the attack, and someone appears to give Henderson CPR. Greek authorities say Henderson died from severe head injuries. 9 men face voluntary manslaughter charges, including 7 Serbians and 2 workers from the bar. One of those workers, a bouncer, told a local paper he tried to break up the fight, but that Henderson took an ashtray and threw it at me. He admits he responded by punching him in the face and 2 or 3 times in the body.
I've never seen him rattled a day in my life.
Henderson's friend Daniel Brown spoke with CBS News in Greece this week. He was with Henderson on the island of Zakynthos. But he says he wasn't at the bar in the party district of Mykonos when the fight broke out. He told us Henderson, a recent college graduate who was working to start his own clothing line, was a selfless person who always kept his cool.
He was never really worried about material objects or social status or anything like that, and he was non-judging of everyone he met. And because of that, he easily had the most diverse and large group of friends anyone could ask for.
4 suspects appeared in court today for initial testimony. Back in Texas, meanwhile, a spokeswoman for Henderson's family tells us they're planning memorial services for Friday and Saturday. She says they're hoping to have his body back home by then.
Jeez, and that's likely.
It seems like it.
Thank you, Tony.
Okay, now he said he had the biggest and most diverse group of friends that anybody could ask for. If you are my friend and you see me being jumped by a group of 9 white men and you don't do anything to help me, you are not my friend. I don't know you, don't claim me, we don't know each other. And Bakari Henderson should know that these aren't his friends either. He is the only black man in this all-white club. I always tell you, if you find yourself as the only black person in a predominantly white space, run. Because something doesn't make sense here. Something isn't sitting right with me. Hold on, let me show you guys something. Look at all these men in this video. Where are Bakari's friends? Where are his friends? It seems that they were upset that he was talking to this woman, and they're like, oh, why are you trying to talk to him? And then there are all these other guys in here, and it's like, seriously? And notice how they got on code really quick to try to beat up poor Bakari. I feel sorry for Bakari. I really, really do. I do. And his parents didn't teach him. His parents did not teach him the importance of making sure that you are not the only black person, but especially the only black man in a predominantly white space. This is not the first story of a black person being in a predominantly white space ending up dead. Okay? Let's see. Let's see what the parents have to say about this Bakari Henderson situation. I want to see what they have to say about their son. Wow, why is my phone freezing? What is going on here? We'll reload that again, guys. But I hope listen, okay? I hope you guys listen to me when I tell you to make sure you are not the only black person in a predominantly white space. I tell you guys that all the time. Something in you somewhere should have your spider senses tingling and saying, hey, I'm in a bar with a whole bunch of people who are about to get drunk, all right? And you know drunk people are crazy. And for you to be the only black person in a bar where there are 30, 40, maybe even 50 people there, and you're the only black person, this should be an alarm to you. Let me play the video for you of what the parents have to say.
The parents of the young American man beaten to death in Greece while on vacation are speaking for the first time in an interview that you'll see only on CBS this morning. Bakari Henderson was his name. He died last month on the Greek island of Zakynthos. Surveillance video captured his final moments as a mob chased him out of the bar.
And you know what? The fact that so many people who are involved in this young man's death were allowed to walk free. Black people shouldn't even visit Greece. What's in Greece? So many of you will refuse to go to Africa, your home, the motherland, where it's beautiful and rich in everything, but yet you will go and you will visit Greece. Why? I don't know. Every black person, not only in America, but everywhere else, should not visit Greece for this reason.
And surrounded him on the street. His parents, Jill and Phil Henderson, invited us to their home in Austin, Texas. They told us about the son that they called the hype man of the family. He had big plans and a very positive presence. But the name Bakari is very unusual. What does it mean?
It means of noble promise.
Of noble promise? Did he live up to that name?
Oh, yeah, and he was proud of it.
Bakari Henderson showed plenty of promise as a recent graduate of the University of Arizona. At 22 years old, he had already traveled the world. And last month, he was in Greece.
He was there for a photo shoot for his new clothing line that he was launching. Phil had originally said, well, maybe you should, have a plan B. And he said, well, plan B for people who aren't confident in their plan A.
Your response to that was?
It's typical Bakari. I just laugh. I said, okay.
Bakari, it seems, was up for a challenge.
All right, let's talk about this. Now, I know a woman who is a designer, and I myself want to have my own clothing brand one day. Out of all the places to go, because there are fashion capitals of the world Like Tokyo, the women in Tokyo are extremely fashionable. You ever notice that, a lot of people are doing kawaii fashion now? If you guys don't know about that, ask a friend who's like into J-pop, K-pop, and all those things, and they'll tell you. I know Milan, France. I don't know why he was in Greece for his fashion line. I don't know. But let's continue.
This video was shot the day before his parents noticed a missed phone call in the middle of the night from the U.S. Embassy.
I was thinking maybe, okay, he found his wallet. He's over there. He's trying to get to another country. What's going on? So when I called, and I'm hoping, because it's that night call, you don't want. So I'm just hoping we prayed before we even called her back.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
You prayed before you called her back?
We prayed because Bakari was okay.
But the news was devastating. Their youngest son had been killed after an altercation in a Serbian bar. A woman told authorities it started when she asked for a selfie with Bakari. She says a Serbian man asked her, "Why are you talking to a black guy?" before hitting Bakari in the face.
So apparently, not only is it not safe to go there, we're not welcome there anyways. Oh, why are you talking to a black guy? They didn't say that this was this man's girlfriend. They didn't say it was this man's sister. This is a random woman that a Serbian didn't even know at the bar, and he is asking her, why is she speaking to Bakari when she's the one who approached him? Why do you think she's speaking to Bakari? He's a handsome man. Are you jealous? But let's continue.
Do you think this was a racially motivated incident, or do you just think it was just something that was out of control and he just happened to be the unlucky victim here?
How it started may not have started that way. It may have started out as an American issue and then resulted in, a Black American tragedy.
Your son was a woman.
Okay, we're going to get to the parents in a second because she said, well, how it started, maybe it may not have started that way. Mrs. Henderson, with all due respect, because I don't disrespect people's parents, but we have to be honest here. We have to be frank here. Mrs. Henderson, it may not have started that way. That is exactly how it started. Because the Serbian turned around and said, why are you talking to this black guy? Not, why are you talking to this American? Not, why are you talking to this Yankee? Why are you talking to this black guy? So it's definitely racially motivated. And as parents, you have to tell your children that when you are the only black person in a predominantly white space, you should never be the only black person in a predominantly white space. So if you're at a bar, 40, 50 white people deep, and you are the only black person there, that should be an alarm to you. There's literally not one other black person while you are. You have to ask yourself, why are there no other black people here? Let's continue.
Traveler, and clearly very comfortable traveling around the world, true?
Overseas than in the United States. So his desire.
What do you mean?
Well, he just felt it was safer over in Europe and overseas in general. He said, with the climate with African American males in the U.S., that he just felt more comfortable overseas.
Isn't that ironic that he?
So his desire.
Do you notice that she said with the climate of what it's like in America for an African American male, he just felt more comfortable overseas? Why would you, as a black man, feel more comfortable going to Europe? Do you know what they do in Europe? Do you know the history of racism in Europe? Why would you not take your clothing? And this is not me blaming Bakari, but from my perspective, if I had a clothing brand, I would go to Africa so that I can be inspired by my heritage, so I can be inspired by the beauty of what I'm seeing over there. Let's continue.
Overseas.
Isn't that ironic that he could say to you, I feel more comfortable in another country other than my own?
Yes.
And he ends up losing his life in another country. For what reason, we still don't know exactly. 9 suspects face charges of voluntary manslaughter for the violent beating, which happened shortly after the attackers chased Bakari out of the bar. Jill, Phil has looked at the tape of that night, and you've chosen not to.
Right.
Because
Well, I just want to keep his memory alive. I don't want to introduce any negativity into my spirit. And I really do want to remember him as a go-lucky, energetic, fun-loving, happy Bakari. I miss that about him, and I just miss his energy, his hugs, his laugh, his loud, boisterous laugh. I mean, his smile, just everything.
Bill,
He just brightens up the room. I'm gonna miss. It's competitiveness, and whenever a sporting event come on, he calls boxing, whatever it is, soccer. He loved it, and I'm just gonna miss that.
and have your friends been very helpful for you both to get you through? The whole family is feeling the void, including younger sister Jory and older brother PJ. What will you miss most, PJ, about him?
I'm just talking right now. We've been talking about the Cowboys and Eagles.
Okay, so you can see he comes from a two-parent home and everything is together. Kendall J says, what the F are you talking about, girl? I don't know if you mean girl. Some people say, oh, hey, girl. But typically that's only my gay friends. Or I don't know if you mean girl as in because I'm a grown woman. I don't know why you're calling me girl. I'm assuming are heterosexual male, so I'm sure you don't say, hey, girl. If you went to Africa, would you take a white person with you? If I was going to Africa, I would take my family with me, and everyone in my family is black. So let me show you some pictures of Bakari Henderson. Because Bakari Henderson is not space aware. He doesn't have any awareness of what, and this isn't me trying to be rude, but again, as a black person, again, if you are the only black person in a white space, something should tell you, wait, why am I the only black person at this bar? Why am I the only black person at this party? Bakari Henderson was there with his friends, right? I don't know if that's the girl he was with, but these are some of the people that he's friends with. I don't understand how you're my friend and you see me getting jumped, 9 people, and you don't do anything and you just stand there. I don't know what kind of friend that is. These are all his friends and some of the people that he would hang around with. And you see him in a picture. It seems that Bakari only has white friends. Good evening, Queen Bee. How are you doing? Miss Mahogany, I'm quite well, thank you. How are you today? Also, I'm not gay. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. So why would you be calling me a girl? So then that would be degrading because I'm a grown woman. I thought you were trying to say, hey, girl, like my gay friends do. Hey, sis. Okay, yeah, hey, sis. Because I don't know why heterosexual men would be saying something like that. Doesn't make any sense. So now we are going to show. So yeah, Bakari was tall. This is a picture of him from his basketball team. This man was very, very tall. So obviously he's a handsome man. He's an athletic man. You can see that people were jealous. And not a single one of his friends helped him while he was getting jumped. Okay? Do you see that? This is why I don't have any friends. Okay? This is why I don't have any friends. Because when something goes down, these people aren't doing anything to help you. How are you my friend? And you see people, this all started, when it was about to escalate. And then they even said that one of the people, two of the workers at the bar, are the ones who helped in the jumping of this man, who helped in the killing of this man. Let me pull up some pictures of him. So that we can get his profile. Well, you can only see certain pictures here. All right. Let's click see all photos. Okay, here we go. This is Bakari Henderson, guys, traveling with his friends. You are the only black guy out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 white men in this picture, and you are the only black guy. Where were your friends to help you when you were being jumped, Bakari? I'm trying to understand, why is it his parents didn't tell him about this whole predominantly white space thing? I'm thinking it's because he was used to going to school with all white people. So he thought, yeah, it's cool, it's all good. Because I don't see him having very many black classmates. Only black people I see him taking pictures with are his family. This is him traveling. I don't know if he was doing a study abroad program, but in all his pictures, I don't see him traveling with any black people, because there's no way. You said that? Oh yeah, I'm almost done. There's no way that you can be getting jumped and your friends aren't helping you, because those aren't your friends. Those aren't your friends if you're getting jumped. Those are not your friends. Hey, I'm good. Just getting in from a couple game nights. Bye, Kendall. Roll on. What is going on here in the chat? Hold on. So once again, if you ever went to Africa, would you take a white person with you? I would only take my family with me when I am traveling, okay? Because my family is going to stand up for me in case anything happens. Now, Bakari seems like a perfectly nice gentleman, educated and everything. However, his parents' response, it's like, whew, when they asked the mother that question for Mrs. Henderson, it's like it went over her head. That she does not think that this was racially motivated, when the Serbian who was at the bar even said to the woman he was speaking to, why are you speaking to that black guy? So let me just read the story so I can wrap up, because my sister has to go to bed. It says here, 1 year later, family awaits justice in the murder of a man on a Greek island. Athens, Greece, on July 7th, Bakari Henderson. Hold on, this isn't the story. Updated version. It says here, hold on, here we go. All right, Greece court clears 9 men of murder in American's brutal beating death. So not only did they kill this man, they get to walk too. 6 men have been convicted of various assault charges sentenced by a Greek court in brutal beating death of American Bakari Henderson. The verdicts handed down on Thursday were a blow to the Henderson family, who had hoped for murder convictions. Only assault, okay? Not murder convictions, only assault, even though this boy is dead. The rulings have been appealed by a Greek prosecutor. CBS News correspondent Charlie DeGata reported that Henderson's parents were in the courtroom on Thursday as the sentences ranging from 5 to 15 years in prison were handed down. Not enough time for people who killed somebody. His mother, Jill Henderson, said ahead of the court session that she and her husband were just hopeful that justice will be served and that all the defendants will get life sentences. After the sentencing, Phil Henderson told CBS News outside the court, he can't understand a man's life here in Greece doesn't mean anything. They don't think a black man's life means anything. You should not be able to chase down a man and beat him to death and not go to jail, his wife added before breaking down in tears. There were 9 defendants on trial, 7 Serbian nationals, 1 Greek, and 1 Brit of Serbian origin. They were exonerated and all claimed they had not intended to kill Henderson. I can't even. Guys, I'm about to end this live. My sister has to go to bed. When you guys get a chance, don't forget to click that link and to place your votes, because I had a lot of people in the other live and they didn't place their votes yet. So don't forget to place your votes. I'm about to leave, guys. We have to finish this conversation another day because it's getting late and I got to let sis sleep. Don't forget to place those votes. We will finish this. We have to have a part 2 again about black people being the only black person in predominantly white spaces. You guys have to understand the severity of this. I'll be back.